So, what's the difference between Tyson Fury and Canelo at this point? They both champions. They're both on top. One is considered pound for pound, lower class weight. You know what I'm saying? But they also have the history of cheating, as you can see my thumbnail, right? And I say to myself, I talk to a lot of people, right? A lot of Wilder fans. And I ask them, well, who's on your pound for pound list? And I also hear this from these channels too, right? They say, well, on my pound for pound list, I got Canelo, I got blah, 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 Lomo at first. They had Lomo before this whole situation. They had Terrence Crawford. The scenario, the regurgitated shit, right? Majority of the time, they don't put certain people on pound for pound because of their losses and shit like that, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, I said to myself, wow, there's a lot of Wilder fans out here that loves Canelo. And these channels always have Canelo as top of the pound for pound. Now, don't get me wrong, Canelo is the man to see right now. Okay, and as he's a free agent and he's moving maybe to the PBC or something, you're gonna get a lot more. Yeah, Canelo this, Canelo that. We might get to see the fights that we want to see now and stuff like that. So I said, wow, this man Canelo, he's got popped twice, and it's been set in stone that he's got popped for performance enhancing drugs, right? Same thing back in, I think, 2015 with Tyson Fury, the, Nandrolone or whatever and stuff like that, and going back and forth and pop for coke, whatever it is. Okay, they have a history that I think Tyson had to take a 2-year suspension or whatever. I don't know. I can't recall it. All right, but in my head, we all know. If I ask a Wilder fan, do you think Tyson Fury is a cheat? They say, oh yeah, definitely, he's a cheat. He's a cheat. He cheated, right? They got all this anger and pinned up. And I separate that and I go to Canelo. I'm like, yo, you got Canelo? Yeah, I got Canelo. I'm a pound for pound. I like how he moves and shit like that and stuff like that. And I say, do you think he's a cheat? Yeah, he cheated. But do you see the volume of anger from Tyson Fury because he fought Wilder and he cheated? Some say he cheated, some say he didn't. What I say is this: there's a W in the record books. Okay. I get back to the Wilder and Tyson Fury situation and how I feel. But then when I ask about Canelo, they say, yeah, he's pound for pound on my list, and these are Wilder fans now, right? So I sit back and I think. I said, let me do I look at the situation. I say, all right, let's say Canelo, Wilder fans that you got on your pound for pound list, right? Because he only had one loss and this and that and that and that. Let's say he fights Charlo. Yeah. And of course, majority of Wilder fans or whatever channels will say, I got Charlo to win. I got Charlo to win. Or they'll say, I'm not sure yet, and this and that, and you know what I'm saying? But how would you feel if Canelo cheated Charlo? Yeah. How would you feel? Would you take all that same energy you have for Tyson Fury and Wilder, that same ambition of drive, of anger, and put it on Canelo, knowing when I ask you, is he on your pound for pound? I say, yeah, he's on my pound for pound. But you know that he's been a past-time offender of PEDs getting busted. But now, it doesn't matter because Canelo didn't cheat one of your best fighters yet. But it matters when Tyson cheat one of your best fighters. See where I'm coming from? You see the hypocrisy that I'm trying to get to you with this bullshit, right? Yeah. So, what's the difference between Canelo and Tyson Fury? Nothing. They're both on top. People consider Canelo pound for pound. Tyson Fury got the belt. They've been with this drug testing, all this shit, right? Got popped, this, that. But Canelo brings the numbers in. Canelo's on top, even though of his past history. But let's say he fights Charlo, and come to find out something wrong with the glove, maybe something on the glove made him blind, or whatever, it's bent, or whatever it is, there's been some cheating, or he got popped again for something. But the type A, they go with type B, and he got off, but people still saying that he cheated. But he won the fight. What if he beat Charlo or one of your fighters, and there's some kind of suspicion of cheating because the first sample came out positive, but the B sample came out negative, and they found a way to get around it and this and that. So I'm trying to say this hypocrisy with Tyson Fury versus Wilder and Canelo waiting to fight your best fighter. I don't want to hear it, man. I don't want to hear it. Because he's a cheater, right? And like I said, if I always say this, I'm going to say it again, Manny Pacquiao gets caught cheating, I would disown him. Yes, I love Pacquiao. I love how he moves in the ring, just like I like how Canelo moves in the ring. I do. I like their types of style of fighting, right? But the difference between Canelo and Pac-Man is Pac-Man never got busted. Never got busted. Even though you have your accusations and assumptions, listen, if there was some proof, character, defamation of character, when Mayweather tried to say all this stuff so his team, all his dominions out there can follow what he says, and to this day, they still say Manny Pacquiao's a cheat, right? And if you bring up Canelo and you bring up Pacquiao, the first person they'll bring up is Pacquiao's a cheater before they even bring out Canelo that got popped twice a cheat. They'll bring out the positive parts of Canelo, right? Majority of time, not saying all the time, but majority of time. So, yeah, he got sued. Mayweather got sued. What, paid what, $114K for defamation of character for Manny Pacquiao. He was running out off with the mouth, talking about this and that, and how, you know, there's tattoos, this, that, and all this shit. But ask the mob. Ask the mob. You go to court. You ain't got no witnesses. You ain't got no proof. Yeah, I could be a criminal. I could be this, I could be that. I could do all that shit. But if you ain't got proof, step off. Just step off. But Mayweather went too far with the defamation of character, where he run his mouth, and that, what he did with Pacquiao, is forever. Everybody, when they bring up Pacquiao, the first thing they bring up is steroids. Every time. Every time. They do it more than they do it with Canelo. But Canelo's on top. So I see the hypocrisy here all the time. So when I see these channels, especially my own channels, my black channels, and they talk about, yeah, I got Canelo. Hey, listen to me, man. I got Canelo's pound for pound, and you know he's a free agent. He might be going to PBC. That might even make PBC even better, and this. And I'm listening, man. I'm listening. I'm like, yeah. But what happens when he cheats your black fighter? And they got some suspicion of cheating, right? But you know he's a cheater in the past. So I'm saying to myself, all this pent-up anger for fucking Wilder, right? And Wilder said, yeah, I helped Tyson get out that grit. He being 400 pounds. You know, I blew that air in his lungs and shit to get him back to be on the boxing. I did this and I did that. And I gave him not one try, but I gave him 2 tries. And I'm listening to the video. I'm listening to the video with Blue Bud. With Wilder, because Wilder took, like, you know, in one of the videos I was listening to, 8 months he was hush, and then after the 8 months, all of a sudden now he comes out. And when he first came out, he was talking about Tank his first thing I heard was, I'm glad to see Tank fighting and this and that. And I was like, this is what he's saying? Like, he's not going to speak out about what happened with, and then finally he came out and said something, right? And Mark Breland and this and that and all this stuff like that. Let me pause because I'm getting a little flustered. Yeah, and I'm back. And he gave Tyson Fury a chance, not once, but twice. And he gave that ambition to Tyson to fight and get out that grit and all that shit and leave that coke and this and that alone, come back. And all this stuff he did for Tyson Fury, he said. This is what I'm saying. And he did. He did. He put ambition in Tyson Fury to come back. But don't forget, you put ambition in a cheater. And you would be a fool to think that a cheater is going to do the same to you. You know, you think a cheater is going to give you the opportunity they gave you? You gave them? You think a cheater is going to give you the opportunity? If they have the upper hand, you think they're going to give you the opportunity again? Well, yeah, you're going to go take it to court. You're going to take to this situation where you get it's not in court. You got somebody that's a judge and they do this and man, listen, you're 35. Tyson Fury could get an injury. Tyson Fury could waste time all he wants. Life is not fair, man. And it's not fair when you give cheaters opportunities. Which I blame you, because you should have your eyes open on this situation, yo. Okay? When it comes to a cheater. They say cheaters is always a cheater. Not necessarily. There's cheaters out there that become morally right. But the world see them as a cheater. So, of course, a cheater will be seen as a cheater regardless. But morally, you could change yourself from a cheater to, you know, certain situations and trials and tribulations of life to change your life around. But the world don't see it that way. Once you're a cheater, you're a cheater. And guess what? The world still see you. If you ain't a cheater, if you haven't cheated, but they say you cheated, well, that's the world. That's the proof right there with Mayweather and Pacquiao. Okay? There's a proof right there. Once somebody's bark is strong and loud and they got the power behind them, and they throw some shit out in the atmosphere, you marked. You marked. You marked. There's no proof. Right? So watch this shit with Canelo. Let Canelo fight one of your best fighters, one of your I'm black and I'm proud fighters, and let him cheat. Let him cheat. How would you feel then? So all this hypocrisy, all this fucking hypocrisy I see about, you know, I got Canelo's pound for pound, man. You know, I still like him. And I hear these from the brothers all the time, man. Like, I'm sitting there like, nigga, I don't got this nigga as my pound for pound. He cheated. He got popped twice. He's out. He's disqualified. But, hey, that's the way it is. Life is not fair. And that's why, yeah, it's your right. You could talk about glove gate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this, that, the glove, this, whatever. You could talk till your fucking farts blow bubbles and they pop and you smell the gas from back then to now. I don't give a fuck. Okay? You could do all that fucking every day, all the time. Because what you're doing is you're just feeding, regurgitating and feeding the fans that like to hear it. Because they're so upset that Tyson won't give Wilder another chance. And cheaters don't have to. Because they cut from a different cloth. They're not cut like Wilder is. He gave Ortiz a chance. Yes, I understand this. Twice. When nobody else want to give that man a chance. But don't expect when you do something positive that you're going to get that back from a cheater. Ortiz, he got popped a couple times too. Come on, man. This is not how this works, man. This is not how this works, bro. Okay? So, all I'm saying is, watch what you say about who's a cheater and who's not. Because like I said, when the mob look at you and you're like, where's your evidence? Where's your evidence? But I know you did it. I know you did it. Show me proof. Well, I got a witness. Oh yeah, where your witness at? Where's the files? Where's the recorded talking? Well, what you got? You ain't got nothing. Dismiss. All right? But you can't put the same situation in the same category that somebody got popped. And that's all I'm saying. Like I said, Manny Pacquiao never got popped. And I'm a big Pacquiao fan. But when that time do come, if he do, I'll be highly upset. But I won't do what these Canelo fans are doing and saying, yeah, he got popped, but he's a great boxer. He's a great boxer. All right, dude. What Wilder needs to do now is just, he's 35 years old. He needs to fight some other boxers while he's still got he's still on top. The only boxer I see that I really want him to fight is Dylan White, because I hate that motherfucker. I don't like him, and he's from the UK. And the best person you want to put your frustration on is that man, because he was skinning and grinning, and he got knocked out. Yeah, he should be top of your list, Wilder. Bust this nigga, bust him down. All right, but other than that, Wilder, this is life, and life ain't fair. Now, let me pause. Now, I would love to see that fight with Wilder and Tyson Fury, but just like life ain't fair when Mayweather fought Manny Pacquiao, and I always say Mayweather won that fight fair and square. I ain't gonna lie. Mayweather beat Pacquiao. But I always said that if we went back to back to back to back, I'm sure that Manny Pacquiao will fix what he did wrong the first time and beat him. And I think Mayweather, the second time, look, he won the first time, but let's say he lost the second time, I think this man will figure out what he did wrong the second time and beat Manny Pacquiao the third time. I just believe these two icons, if they go back to back, it will be a win-loss, 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 win-loss. It will go like that. But we never got a chance to see that. Because y'all Mayweather fans say, oh, same Mayweather fans as Wilder fans say, oh, no. No. You got it right the first time. You don't have to do it the second time. Well, motherfucker, welcome to some revenge and a piece of fucking shit cake. Because if Tyson Fury don't want to fight Wilder, feel my pain. Yeah, feel my pain. Because a part of me want that fight, but a part of me wants y'all to feel the pain for that bullshit you talking about. Yeah, I'm like that, yo. I'm like that. Y'all forget shit goes for this, shit goes for that, but then when you reverse it, now all of a sudden, like, oh, no, fuck that. Take a piece of that shit. Smear it all over your face. Yeah. So this thing with Tyson Fury and Wilder, it could go on. Hey, have fun. But I advise Wilder to keep boxing and keep doing your thing. Keep knocking niggas out. Whatever Tyson Fury decides to do, if he keeps he don't want to go with his contract and he's doing this and that, you still got to move on, because you're 35 years old. You might not get this fight till you're 37. Okay? He might age you out. All right? So, there's other fighters out there. Keep it moving, yo. Do your fight in court. It's your right. This arbitrating shit or whatever they say, where you get a private judge and you don't go to court, and then if they say, well, you won, the private judge say you won, and this and that, then you can take it to court and all this. Listen, this could go in court for a while, man. All right? So, Wilder, just do what you got to do. Tyson Fury got over. He got over. You know why he got over? Because when I flip or when I go to Google and say, Google, who won so-and-so fight? They say Tyson Fury won. They ain't trying to hear all that bullshit. See, what y'all talking is shit to talk to at the baby shower. When your bitches is doing the presents with the baby shower and shit, and a whole bunch of niggas are hurdled up in the corner, right? And y'all talking boxing, and you got that one talking about, yeah, Tyson win. Nah, man, Tyson ain't win, he cheated. That's the conversation you're gonna have. So y'all can relate to see who's with you and who's not. Barbecues, y'all can get drunk, talk that shit. That's the only argument y'all got. But I could sit there and I could say, Google, who won the fight? Who won the first fight? It was a draw. Who won the second fight? Tyson Fury. You can get mad all you want. Tell me all the bullshit you want, right? But at the end of the day, same thing with Manny Pacquiao when he fought Jeff Horn. I didn't believe he won. I didn't believe Jeff Horn won. A lot of people know that Jeff Horn didn't beat him. But he had a tough time, and everybody said, well, the only reason why Manny Pacquiao had a tough time is because Manny Pacquiao wasn't the same Manny Pacquiao. What kind of fucking dope shit is that? No, Manny Pacquiao had a hard time. He's a smaller guy, plus he was getting manhandled from a middleweight. Not a welterweight, he was a middleweight. And he was cheating, just like, you know how Tyson Fury was doing the elbows and this and putting his weight up on him and pushing it. All that shit you was complaining about. Yeah. Horn did that to Pacquiao. He couldn't fight his fight until the 9th round when he was able to fight his fight, because all that fucking shit tired Jeff Horn out. All that cheating tired Jeff Horn out. So it goes both ways, man. This is boxing. It's either you get a win or a loss, or you flip something in court saying that wasn't a win or whatever. If it's not, just deal with it. Just deal with it. If not, stick with your arguments at the barbecue. I'll look at you like, okay, and what is that to prove? That's coming out your mouth. That's not coming out of Google mouth. That's not coming out of the boxing records. Yeah. So go and enjoy yourself, all right? Fuck out of here. Oh, and another thing. If you know a boxer is a cheater, right, you see how Margarito, fuck Cotto up, man. Fuck Cotto up big time. But he tried to do that shit with Mosley, and they found the fucking thing right there. And then in the fucking ring, right? If you know somebody's a cheater, do a full investigation outside the ring and in the training room or whatever room they are. And then inside the ring, check the gloves again. If you know they have a fucking chance of doing shit like this is what you got to do. Boxing's not fair, man. Boxing's not fair. If you feel something's wrong, tell your trainers, tell your coaches, oh, I want him to check those gloves again inside the ring. I want you to feel it. Go over there and feel it. Right? And just that's it. This is how it's got to get down now. I don't want to hear no more bullshit about the glove, the pepper on the glove this, the glove that. All this bullshit. If you know someone's a cheater in the past, like I'm saying, Canelo's a cheater in the past. So if I was about to fight Canelo, and I know, and everybody know I'm going to whip this boy's ass, yo, I want to see your gloves. I want to feel them. I want my side to feel your gloves. I want to make sure everything's all right. Matter of fact, I want to make sure everything is proper before I fight you, yo. Even though we did it outside the ring in the back rooms, I want to see it again. I want to see it again. Right? This is how it's got to get down, because this is your health. Your health is your wealth, right? So now there's a lot of cheating going on for somebody that's a past cheater. Well, you gotta do your security. You gotta do your up search with these people, man. That's it. That's all I'm saying. So, Wilder, if you ever decide to fight Tyson Fury, make sure they have cameras in the back. Make sure when you get in the ring, you check the glove. Everything that you didn't do, and you slacked up because you thought that Tyson Fury was going to give you a fair fight. Nah, man. Ain't no cheater going to give you a fair fight, man. Keep your eyes on the prize, yo. Yeah.